love it.
Hi, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the Summer of Tessa Dare, where we are starting the Castles Ever After series. So excited, so excited. Thank you for joining us early. We had a bit of a time change for those that are here on the replay. I apologize, but thank you for joining us. I just want to say welcome and see who's all in the chat. Hi, Susan. Hi. Thank you for joining us early. We got 2 books to talk about today. And I'm a first time. So, Cheryl. Hi.
Hello.
Oh my God.
Hey.
So I'm very curious. I would like to know, well, who's read the book in the chat and who hasn't? And then also, what are our ratings for Romancing the Duke? And possibly do, I don't know if you need them, just in case introductions.
Okay. Sounds good. I'll start, I guess. I'm Sam from Books with Samantha. So Romancing the Duke was not my favorite Tessa Dare, surprisingly. I feel like I rated it a lot lower than some people did. I'm gonna settle with a 3-star. I originally was like 2 stars too harsh, and 4-star is way too high. So it's gonna be like a 3, but like a very loose 3. I know. I'm so sorry. I promise.
Honest opinions. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna have a great time.
I rated it as much.
Everyone has different opinions. It's fine.
Safe space. Everyone can feel represented.
Yes.
You know.
So
How about you, Ava?
Hi, I'm Ava or Avery from Ava's Romance Books. I have read this book before. These are all rereads for me. I think the first time I read this, I gave this 4 stars, and I'm bumping it up to a 5. I loved it. So, but I do see issues. I think the main reason why I gave 4 stars my first time reading this is because I had issues with the hero at some points. But we'll get into that. But now I just didn't care.
My issues with the heroine. How interesting. I know.
No, you did not, Samantha.
I'm sorry.
I love Izzy. Okay, continue. It's fine. We'll talk about it.
I
love you.
I'm Rachel from Rachel Reads and Sings. These are all rereads for me. The first time I read Romancing the Duke, I gave it like 4.5 stars, and I'm not quite sure why. I think sometimes when I feel like with this book, when I read it the first time, maybe I just didn't love it as much as I had loved other Tessa Dare books. So I was like, oh, then it can't be a 5-star. But upon reread, I just adored this. Oh my God. 5 stars all around. I love Izzy. I love Ransom. I love the moments, like their tender scenes, and like, oh my God, they just like, they made me feel a lot. So yeah, 5 stars.
Oh, that was, you said both? I don't want to jump in too fast. You said both. Did you say yes to the Marquis, or are we only talking about the first book?
Oh, Romancing the Duke.
Romancing the Duke.
I just want to make sure that, because I'm getting too excited, I'm jumping in. Okay. So hey, I'm B from Mama Needs to Read Romance. I have difficulty following directions. And yes, so I gave this 5 stars. I loved it so much. I had never read it before. It made me feel so many feelings. I was even harassing Rachel on Instagram after I finished. I'm like, Rachel. So I actually, and I've never ever do this. I went on Amazon and I bought this like for full price, which I never do. But I was like, I need to own this. I need to have it. So anyway, I was very excited that it came in time for the show. So
yeah, and you got the good cover too.
Yeah, I would have loved this. Is there a step back for this? Does anyone have a step back? You have a step back.
Oh,
I want to see. Oh, how gorgeous!
Like the little sliver back of mine.
You do.
That's what I have to. Okay.
I got the first cover because can you even read the title?
Oh, yeah. I know. I had to buy it off eBay because I couldn't read the title.
Mine's black text.
I don't know why they did that. I'm like, you can't.
Oh, someone in the comments said that they had the same book title.
Yeah. But this was a gift from like Victoria one Christmas, which was so sweet. But like, not gold letters. Like, you can't read this.
Yeah,
And
that's
the gold's so pretty. I'm like, increase the budget, guys.
Yeah. Right?
exactly.
I agree with this comment. I loved the gothic feel of the castle.
Yes.
After reading both of them, I do like how like you could just jump into either one. I mean, they're just inheriting castles. I rated it 4 stars. Okay, I thoroughly enjoyed their backstories. I liked the forced proximity. It is my favorite trope. You know, I think it's so versatile how they have to live together. I liked some of the movements and whatnot. So I ultimately rated it 4 stars. And I thought he was like the quintessential broody hero. I was not expecting for him to be blind, and for the reasons for why. I was expecting it to be war related or something like that. So I liked the nitty gritty, the cosplay element. It was laugh out loud funny. And yeah, there was a couple of things, but I ultimately rated it 4 stars. I had a really good time with it. Like, she hasn't missed yet for me. So
Yeah.
it's been fun. So I'm seeing a lot of like 5s in the chat. I mean, there's some 3s here too. Okay. Samantha. I mean, everybody can feel represented.
You know what though? I do think as much as I love historicals and as much as I love Tessa Dare, I do think she's hit and miss for me, because there was that novella I gave 2 stars in the Spindle Cove series, and this one I gave 3. I think that her writing is very formulaic. She writes very humorous, you know, like banter, very like slow, sweet stories. Her brooding hero, independent women, that I think maybe reading it back to back, it feels like some of the characters kind of not overlap, but I feel like, okay, like I feel like we've read this with some of her other books, if that makes any sense.
No, that's fair, because actually while I was rereading Romancing the Duke, I definitely got slight vibes of like Bram and Susanna's dynamic from like Izzy and Ransom, like especially because there were moments where you can tell that like Ransom, maybe his love language is also physical touch, but like he's afraid of that. Right. And that gave me Bram vibes for sure.
Yeah. And it took me a while to like the heroine, because I feel like a good portion of the book she was trying to like prove she wasn't this young girl. She was independent. She's not the girl in the stories. But I don't really feel like she had like a distinct like, okay, well, I don't want to spoil the ending. The ending made up for me, but like I felt like there was no part of her like personality, or like she didn't have a hobby or something that made me feel like she was her own person outside of the stories. But then the ending kind of changed that a little bit.
True. Yeah.
I wanted her a little bit more fleshed out, I guess.
Yeah, I do with her heroes. I could definitely see that trend in like some of her like novellas. Either you like the hero or you don't. Yeah, I was wrestling with a little bit of that in Say Yes to the Marquess and trying to get to know. I love that one, but I'm just because he's So hi, Amina. But I was DMing Rachel because I love her meet cutes. And so I wanted to know everyone's thoughts on how they first met. I love how Tessa gets her girl and heroine together. It's like some sort of like peril or comedy or like action. And I loved the swooning moment. Just the fact that she arrives to this castle on her last dime. I was like, this is crazy. Loved the atmospheric, like gothic castle feel. That was a lot of fun. And her not knowing like where she's going and what's happening. And then like him like coming out of the shadows. I was like, this feels paranormal. I'm like, okay, Tessa. Like, I just liked her first. Like, she's like, oh, well, that's definitely a man. You know? Like,
and then she swoons, and then she's swooning on like his front door. Like, I did like that beginning. Very good setting at the beginning.
Yeah. Coming to in the dead of night, undressed. I was like, yeah, because he had to disrobe her to figure out. I love that. I gotta check her body. I was like, oh my god. Everything. This is everything. And then also too, I liked the moment where she first notices, because he's trying to like mask himself. It makes sense that he would be in the dark. So I was like, okay, this is like practical. And I liked how she responded to his like visible like scarring. I was like, okay. I thought that's when I was like, okay, she's gonna be an interesting heroine. She's like, I'd rather be honest that I'm questioning what's going on instead of like ignoring it. I like that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I do wish she asked more questions, because I think it wasn't until the end where he explained like how he's able to get around, like how he, memorizes the steps or the placements of things. And then she was like, oh my God, like I come in here and I'm moving stuff and I'm probably messing up like your mental map of everything. So I almost wish that she was more aware of how she was affecting him. And because I feel like she didn't have that like self-realization until the end, if that makes sense. I don't know. And she was I feel like she went in kind of disruptive, and I don't know. I would have wished
she would have kind of disruptive.
Tactful.
That does count as disruptive, I would say.
You mean, yeah. He like,
Yes.
I love him, and I really love Tessa Dare's representation with him, because I think you're talking before the live show went live, like y'all were saying, like at points I didn't know if he was actually blind or not blind or what, but I think Tessa Dare did a great job of showing like blindness is a spectrum, because he can see shadows, he can see certain things. Like this goes to show, like a lot of people think that someone being blind is them just seeing darkness all the time, which is not true. The majority of blind people do not just see complete dark. And so I really liked how she showed like blindness is a spectrum, and he is able to see certain shadows and shapes and stuff like that. So I did really love that representation. But you're right. I feel like as someone who is very empathetic, I would have been like, when I first met him, like, oh, what should I make sure to do not to disrupt, like accommodate to you and your disability? Yeah, I see what you're saying for sure.
And I would add to the meet cute when he first sees her.
Yes.
You know, how he said it's a spectrum. Was it like the next morning and she's like gold? I was swooning. I was
swooning.
Scene. And I would add that to the meet cute, because that's the first time he sees her and she's like an angel to him. Oh, so powerful.
I love that too. Especially since that is a thread that I really loved tracking, when she feels like her big reveal is telling him that she's ugly, she's plain, she keeps calling for this. And I just was like, oh my God, that tore me up. You know, her thinking like, oh, this is
that's the biggest secret you have.
I know.
Oh, yes.
Oh, that broke me.
Yes, absolutely. 100%.
I like the Gothic theme Tessa Dare also introduced in her very first novel, Goddess of the Hunt, in the second.
That's on my TBR for this month. I'm going to read that this month.
Oh boy.
I definitely want to look into that. This is my first time reading her. I'm just so grateful to this readathon, because I feel like she is an iconic, classic historical romance author. Yes. I'm so intrigued to get more into her backseat.
Oh my God.
I was dying. I was literally dying.
The way that she's constantly using animals. Like, have you every single book? There is some sort of like animal moment.
Just wait till you read the Wallflower Wager. Just wait for the Wallflower Wager.
Oh my God.
That's our last book.
She has like a whole menagerie in that book or something, right?
Yes, she does.
I love the cat and the Duchess deal. That's a great one.
Yes.
Anyway.
I love how she incorporates. She has like, I think I watched like a TikTok or something about how like Disney movies have like the main plot line, right? Of like the couple or the main character, whatever, like Disney movies, but they always have this side plot of like a funny animal or creature, whatever, to like provide comedic relief from certain aspects. And I feel like Tessa Dare implements that really well into like almost every single one of her books. And I love it.
She does it in her side characters. Duncan was absolutely hilarious to me. He was just craving. It was like, I felt kind of seen. I was like, this is like me wanting to use that damn degree that I paid so much for. Yes. Staying out. No, hold the, you know what I mean?
He got so excited. Yeah, he was a good character.
Yes, her side characters and like the animals, because this one we had like an ermine. It's like a weasel type animal.
I kept thinking ferret. I was thinking ferret.
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I think that's very much what it is, like a ferret type animal.
As can be.
Yeah, my favorite moment from this book is the scene when she comes upon him in the middle of the night and he's writhing in pain from a random headache.
Oh.
And then she puts his head on her lap and like strokes his hair and like comforts him. Like, whew, that scene got me. That was so sweet and swoony.
Yeah.
Yes.
My
Oh
favorite
gosh.
thing is like the female friendships. I love how Tessa Dare doesn't villainize heroines. And you know, a lot of characters, it's always like the crazy ex who wants to marry them or the evil stepmother. And when the vicar's daughter came up, I thought she would be like jealous because she wanted to be with him, but instead she was like this supportive, like girl's girl, and they were like they instantly became best friends. So I really like the female friendships in like all her stories.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, even at like towards the end too, when like she knows that they've been hooking up and like she's the vicar's daughter, she'd be like, oh, she's definitely gonna judge me, and she's like, nope, as long as you don't tell my dad where I've been, like no
Yeah,
judging.
I loved her.
Yeah.
That is so rare to find in historicals, is when the heroine, like some heroines aren't villainized. It's always the evil ex, always.
Yes.
I hate that trope. I hate that trope so much. Rachel knows it. Like, I absolutely hate that trope so much. So that's one of the reasons why now you're thinking about it, I've noticed like Tessa Dare does not put that in, like, I don't think any of her books.
No.
I love
Well,
that.
and you're gonna love the Girl Meets Duke series because that's all about this female friend group. Like,
Oh,
yeah. It's
Oh, I
great.
can't wait. They are cozy. They are very cozy.
Yes, they're so cozy.
Yes.
They're so
Love.
comedic. They're
Love.
so cozy. We got another rec within her backlist. Goddess of the Hunt is part of the Wanton Dairy Maid series, and they're
Oh.
yeah,
Oh,
that's the first book in her first published series.
Okay.
She has 2 series, so like 6 books that she wrote before the Spindle Cove series that we've read, right? And but we didn't put them on this read along because, like Rachel was saying, like they're not published with Avon. So and like some people have really, those books aren't people's favorites, and so that's why Rachel decided to like start with Spindle Cove because people love.
I didn't like Goddess of the Hunt. I read that one last year and like it was okay. I gave it like 3 stars, but it's just nowhere near the level of her Avon books. But and I'm seeing a comment. We were talking about like the other female characters. I love that his fiance wasn't
villainized.
wasn't shown as being a villain for running off and marrying someone else.
And even he didn't, like, even within his point of view, he didn't see her that way. You know, it's like I love how he noted that I wasn't in love with her, but I wanted to do right by her, which is why I didn't want to hurt him. you know,
right.
Wow. Off trying to make her marry him. It was more like, is this consensual situation? Like, I thought that was really cute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a good question from Justin. He wants to know what our favorite Beauty and the Beast, like, historical.
I love this question.
Ooh,
I love this question. You know, instantly. Mine is Briarly.
I was just getting
a male Beauty and the Beast retelling set in World War II. It's a novella, but slightly longer, and it is like just achingly romantic. It's so romantic, but it's
a little paranormal as well. I love that.
Oh yes,
my favorite.
I love the book.
Yeah.
Hey.
Briarly was like just exceptional. I read that during the novellathon for the first time.
Yeah.
Because of and because of Crystal from Crystal's Bookish Life, and I was like, this is.
I remember that.
It's a slow burn, you know, and it's really about the relationship. I don't even know if there's any steam in it, but I did not miss it. I absolutely loved that. That's the most recent Beauty and the Beast historical retelling, and I like that it was MM, and I like that the paranormal element because it also dealt with chronic pain. I thought that was very.
How have I not heard about this?
It's so good. It's so romantic. And like it's a friends to lovers romance too. Like they really become friends before the romance starts. It is so freaking good. What is the author's name? I know it's called Briarly, but I forget the author's name.
Oh, let me look it up.
It's like Aster Glenn Gray or something. It's
yeah.
And he's a parson, which I was like, oh, so there's a lot of like talk about like religion that's centered around it as well, and the whole like myth of Belle and him being Maurice. I just love how that was done. I think that's the most
so good. It is so good.
Okay. Does anybody else have any favorites in terms of Beauty and the Beast retelling?
I love When Beauty Tamed the Beast by Eloisa James. I read that one earlier this year. It was, but Romancing the Duke is right up there too. But yes, that one was exceptional. There were some plot twists that really made it far deeper than what I was anticipating. Then her love changed him and he became a better man. Like there were some far deeper, more angsty things that happened that really changed him and her. So it was really deep and good. So it's a lot of people's favorite Eloisa James, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I have one. This is When She Said I Do by Celeste Bradley.
Ooh.
This one is like
one? Is that the Pearl one?
Yes. So it's like the very beginning, her family comes upon his castle. And he's like a recluse at this point, and like he like drinks all the time. And so when she comes upon him, he thinks that she's just some like ghost, some like beautiful ghost. Anyway, they like start making out, and his brother comes upon them, and so they have to get married. And so she breaks this pearl necklace that was like in one of the rooms, and he's like, "Okay, well, for each broken pearl, you owe me a night of passion." It's so good.
I just looking at their shelves.
I know. We're all like, I'm like, what?
What's the title again?
I'll show it again.
I know, because I'm like, I might have
When She Said I Do.
Celeste. Does that have some Celeste?
Yes.
Oh, I have Celeste Bradley.
You have
it?
Wait, let me see the step back. Oh, I see.
Oh, I've got to read that. I think I might have her in here. I was like, because she's always at library sales for me. Like,
yeah, like it's so good, you guys. Like,
I'm gonna keep this out. I'm gonna keep it out.
It's so like, yeah, it's amazing. Beast of Beswick is good too, and so is My Darling Duke.
Oh, My Darling Duke. Yes. Come on in the chat. Oh, yes. I love Teresa.
Yes.
She's got also like After Midnight by her for the gothic vibes, for the paranormal vibes, the fact that they're in forced proximity in this home and she's trying to figure out if he's a vampire or not. I loved that element. I think too, another long form is Entreat Me by Grace Draven, girl.
I want to read that.
Entreat Me by Grace Draven. I think that the way that the lore is done in this is so compelling. We have a mature heroine. She's there to kind of look after her sister and make sure that that courting of betrothal goes on without her like ruination. And I just loved how like she's a widow. She loved greatly, but lost. She's practical. She's at the helm of her family. And I loved how the lore was dealt with this and their just relationship and how she's just like bulldozes her way into his life because of course he's pushing everybody away. And the curse for him is painful. Like it's painful. This also has, you know, the gothic feel vibes in terms of like the home. And I love how she becomes lady of the manor, so to speak, which is difficult to do. She's very headstrong. And I love Entreat Me fantasy. Like this is a favorite, like long form historical.
Oh, I need to read it. It's
so good.
So fun.
Y'all about all my favorite historicals that are Beauty and the Beast. And also it's hard for me to like, because I never would have thought that My Darling Duke is Beauty and the Beast.
Right.
Like maybe I'm like, ooh, maybe ones that I've read are Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah. Like The Highwayman by Kerrigan Byrne and Ravished by Amanda Quick. Those are technically Beauty and the Beast retellings, but it's like so subtle. They're so subtle.
Gosh. Wow.
So Highwayman is a great one too.
I don't have a Beauty and the Beast one, but I'll give you a historical recommendation. Tiffany and Rachel probably already know what this book is. Okay. Let me pull it up. Okay. So probably top 3 favorite books of the year is, if it will load, please. Come on. Here we go. Lady Ruthless by Scarlett Scott.
Oh,
okay.
That's it. Yes.
So let me hype this book up for you. Okay.
I'm excited.
Okay. This is also an Audible Plus, so if you have Audible, you can listen to this for free. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
So our heroine here, this book starts out, I love Scarlett Scott's books because they always start in the middle of a scene. Like you're always thrown into the middle of the scene, and I love that. So this starts with our hero kidnapping our heroine. They're in a carriage, he kidnaps her and is going to basically kidnap her until she agrees to marry him because she is the secret writer to these papers called the Scandals of Lord Sin or something like that. And they're basically about him and all of the sins and horrible things that he's done. And so she's kind of like Lady Whistledown in that aspect. She's writing these mysterious papers that no one else has written. And so no one is agreeing to marry him. And he's like pissed. So he's going to take his revenge out on her and be like, no one will marry me. So you're going to marry me instead. And she wrote these letters because she thinks he's responsible for killing her brother, when he's not. And it's just, it's so good. It's so stinking good. I love it.
I need to finish it. I started listening to it on the way back from Book Bonanza, and I absolutely.
I just added it on my Audible.
Yeah, I mean, it's
the year. It's so good.
Oh, fun.
And I got Rachel to read it, and then we were talking to Tiffany, and Tiffany picked it up.
Yeah, and Scarlett Scott, because Nobody's Duke. Speaking of Rachel's book club pick, Again the Magic, for anybody who needs to know, Nobody's Duke by Scarlett Scott was just standout for me this year, and gave me Again the Magic vibe. So to get into that, one, the audiobook is really good. The whole premise of the captive situation like got me, and that she's not just another Lady Whistledown. She's writing it from his perspective. I thought that was really unique. So I'm loving it so far, and I like that it's included in Audible Plus.
Limited. If you guys are looking for like historical romance authors on Kindle Limited, Scarlett Scott is really good.
Yes,
those are my two favorites.
She had a few books for like Stuff Your Kindle Day for free.
I think those, yeah.
But I don't know if they're still free. It's this one. Y'all can see if it's still free, but it's this cover's really pretty.
I think I know which one you're talking about.
It's
is it Scandalous Desire for Lexi? Is it? I'm going through my whole thing. I need to like go through. Is it book 2? Because he's a pirate and she ends up kind of offering herself up to be held captive to pay off a debt, I believe. Does this one have the step up?
I haven't read the rest of it. I've only read book 7 and book 8 in that series.
Yeah, I need to catch
Whoa.
I love the bathtub scene. I love it.
So water on the skin in a step back. That is my favorite.
Bathtub scenes are the best.
I think it might be let me know if you're thinking about Scandalous Desire.
That's the one from the Kindle sale.
Yeah, I think Duke of Debauchery.
I think I got that one, and I got so many.
I got too many too. I got a lot of books too.
I know which one you're talking about. I think it's like book 8 or something that is Beauty and the Beast inspired.
Oh, Dearest Rogue?
No, I think it's the red cover. It's
Darling Beast?
Is it Darling Beast?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Shout out to Cheryl. She always knows.
That's not Phoebe's book, but that's at the theater.
Apollo's book. It's Apollo's book.
Yeah.
That one's
cool.
Oh.
Cheryl is on it.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah, we need a tub readathon. We do.
Yes.
So stunning. Okay.
Yes.
Why not?
I have a bunch of stepbacks too where they're just like in a lake or something. Too.
Yes.
Water. Yeah.
Well, Jessica and I literally picked a historical Hellion book because there was a tub like in the cover of the book. And there wasn't even that like a great tub scene. I was so salty about it.
I was like, so much timing going on. But
if you want a great tub scene, Get Thee Off My Lawn by Daria Gaiman.
Oh, I've been meaning to read that one. Okay, let me do it.
I heard about that one. Yes.
Yes. And it's a rom-com too. It's funny.
Is that the first one?
Is that the first one?
Oh, yes, a novella. It's a novella.
It's just like
yeah, and it's like standalone because she also has her like the Highwaymen. The Highway.
I think that's a series.
That's a series, but that's her like standalone novella that you can jump in and enjoy.
Yeah.
I love a Beauty and the Beast retelling, girl.
But
Mhm.
Deb does really good bathtub scenes. She has a couple in her books. Beverly Jenkins.
Oh,
Beverly-
yeah.
She has
Yeah.
a couple.
Mhm.
Now,
There you go. There you
to
go.
business. Book 2, darling.
I love this. This is so great.
Amazing.
I want to follow this next time with the wallpaper and the banners. This is amazing. The countdown.
The only thing I have to bring up though about Romancing the Duke before we get into this one though,
yes.
I mean,
Oh yeah.
I can't with the cosplayers. That shit is so funny. Died.
Yes. Yes.
And I felt so bad. She was just like infantilized wherever could you imagine everybody that she ran into not being like having some level of fame, but that not equating to anything monetary wise. And that's exactly what she needed. And I kept thinking, I was like, why are you so committed to his legacy? Because it's not getting you any juice. He didn't leave you with anything. This cousin who treated you fine, I was just like, no. Let the people know and start crowdfunding. I would have started writing some pamphlets. I would have continued on with the I would have been like, I found these in the basement. Something.
Right.
And then that critic,
Yeah, I was
critic
thinking
at
about
the end had the nerve to be like, the writing isn't the same. She's never
Oh.
gonna
You know, there's people saying exactly that.
Oh my god, that's
Come on,
so
sexism. My gosh.
Oh my god. And Ransom's ready to just go beat people up.
I loved it. I loved it.
this is ridiculous. Oh, the cosplay was too much.
Also, I do love, I don't think I've ever read a Beauty and the Beast retelling where the hero was a full-on rake before what happened to him. Like, usually the hero's just always kind of been a recluse or whatever, but like, no, Ransom was getting it.
Yeah, and the way he was like so like cavalier about it in his POV, like, yeah, you never forget how to undress a lady. Like, like they and like, oh my gosh, he was too much. How about her claiming that first kiss? Like, no, the moment's still happening.
I loved that so much. I love that.
Yes.
Kiss me better. Take 2.
Yes.
Like, is that the best you can do?
Right. No. Infamous break. I know you could do better. He's like, well, that wasn't the point. I'm like, okay.
Well, yeah, I love that he was just like trying to scare her away by like kissing her and doing all these things. Meanwhile, she's loving it, and he's like, oh shit, this is not.
I thought that was great.
And then how about like, so I'm like, okay, you're just a rake. She needs to be on the other side of the house. You're just gonna top her at any moment. And then he does the candle bit.
Oh yeah, that was sweet. That
was really sweet.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, Ransom. And you're paying her a livable wage. It was just nice. So
Yeah.
So
I do kind of agree though, after reading Say Yes to the Marquess, when I look back at Izzy, I feel like she was at base level survival mode. She was just trying to acquire something and carve out some sort of freedom for herself. And I think it was mentioned earlier too. I did like how she offered to rent to him and make something happen. Where I think, Cleo was in a different sort of position to like think a little bit beyond just financially within her life in terms of like what she wanted. Because Izzy was just like, I feel like bare bones, just trying to like, collapse
survive
and just like have some sort of safe landing.
Right.
Yeah.
I can agree. Like she didn't have her own, and she was really masked by like just this identity through her like father's work. And so like I can see that, Samantha, because she's not as, when I look at like the other heroines in terms of like her individuality, like she's not the strongest heroine in that bit.
Yeah,
like
Minerva, like hobbies and odd jobs and all this stuff. And for me, I was like, I don't know, like what makes you special. But I guess at the end is kind of when.
Yeah. Because we're coming off the heels of Minerva. We're coming off the heels of like some, heavy hitting like heroines that got their stuff together, and they're very they're individuals and they're trailblazers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'll put any more thoughts on Romancing the Duke?
No.
I'm loving all of the tub scene. I'm just gonna throw them up.
Oh, the recommendation.
Oh, yeah. It's a great one. All the tub.
Everybody's ready for the readathon, the tub readathon. Tub Lake. We got the tagline, I'm getting thirsty. There it is. Done. Bam.
I freaking love you.
Oh my god.
You guys.
Oh my god. Love it.
Oh my word.
Scandals and suds. I love it.
Oh.
Suds and scandals. We need to.
We'll pull it together for you guys.
Stop it. Put a pin.
Wait.
And
Wait, I didn't see that.
somebody commented that.
Tub thumping?
I love an alliteration.
Well, that's the song. Remember, you guys tell me you know the song. The tub thumping
Maybe?
song.
No.
I might.
It was in the 90s. I think.
24. I know nothing.
Okay, well, I hope that it's a song. I'm not going to sing it because I'm sure it's like a mess up monetization or something. But
No,
it's an earworm from the 90s.
Oh,
I'm meeting
I
myself
probably know it then.
Everyone's homework is to listen to that after the live
You'll
show.
hear like 5 seconds of it, and then you'll be like, "Oh yeah, that."
Oh my god.
Tub-tupping. That's what I thought of. Hannah just tub-tupping.
That works too. More historical. That's more of a historical.
Oh,
Oh
man.
yes. Yes.
Yeah, let's get into Mark.
Max will say yes to Marquez.
Yes.
Now the
Do
chat's
you
already
not know
popped
these,
off.
Avery? Never? No, all right. Okay.
All right. So
I didn't say it was a good song. I just said it was.
It's a song. Yeah.
you recognize it? I mean, less than 30
Okay,
seconds.
I got it now. When the chorus came, I was like, okay, yes. The beginning, I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I know that song. Yeah, what the heck is that name, though?
I know. Yeah. Anyway.
I need to look
Okay.
into it. I want to be in the know.
It's a song that goes like, I get knocked down, but I get.
Oh, yeah!
Why can't that be the title? Why is it so
Right? Yeah, I don't understand. I don't know.
I don't
That
get
was
it.
like in every high school movie too, wasn't it?
Yes.
Like
Yes,
it
it was.
was in every like that's like a summer like scene. Oh yeah.
It was everywhere. It was everywhere. Yes.
Oh my god,
Well, I'm
that's
seeing a lot of 4s, 4.5s, 4s.
I loved it. I gave it 5 stars. This was definitely, if not my favorite, my second favorite. I think A Week to Be Wicked is still my favorite, but this one was definitely,
Your second favorite?
second favorite for sure. A Week to Be Wicked is first. I love a plus size heroine and a boxer. He picks her up with one arm. That's all I needed. That's literally all I needed. Like,
Well, I think it's 5 stars.
the cake scene, the friends to
Oh
love.
my gosh.
The scene where he was bringing the dresses and the flowers and I loved it, like beyond 5 stars. Loved
Yes.
it.
Yes.
One of my favorite lines in this entire book, I also have 5 stars. I love this book so much. One of my favorite lines ever is when they get together, like physically, and he's like, I want you to make cake sounds with me.
Oh my
Like, not cake sounds, but he says, but then he says, wait, what's his first name again? No, not cake sounds. I want you to make Rafe sounds.
Rafe sounds. Yep.
Yes. Yes. Oh, that was so good.
I loved it.
I loved it. I gave it 5 stars also. So
This
good.
has always
So
been a
good.
4-star book for me. Yeah. Upon 4 stars.
Okay.
Yes. For some reason, there's moments in this book where I get a bit bored. I don't know, like maybe the pacing isn't.
That was me with Romancing the Duke.
I know.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. I mean,
Everybody's-
Justin kind of summed it up in his comment of like there were maybe moments where I wasn't quite as engaged with the romance or the pacing or something as like with other books of hers. However, there are some moments and some aspects of this book that I absolutely adore. I love that she's a plus-sized heroine and how Rafe like talks to her about that. And like my favorite thing ever is that in the epilogue they get a dog together instead of having a baby.
Yeah, yes, I'm with the dog. I love that.
Yeah, that was really cool.
And the cake scene is adorable. There's a lot of fun scenes.
The cakes and the flowers, and he's like, "You're everything." I'm like, "You're everything." I loved it.
I rated it 4 stars as well. I did love the whole like premise from the very beginning where she's like, look, I have this castle now. I ain't waiting for this man. It's been 8 years. I don't need to marry now. Now I can start my own business. Like that was a shock to me. And I loved that she wanted to start her own brewery, that she's using like her knowledge, her research, putting it to good use, that she's carving out her own way. Because it really combated Rafe, who thinks that all he has to do is get her caught up in like dresses and cake and wedding planning, and she's just gonna like go along with it. Like this is what women love, right? Like he had such a like surface level view of just a woman's mindset, but he still saw her. And I also liked how it felt like it was friends to lovers.
It basically was.
It was
friends to lovers,
right? Because I was like, I loved all the anecdotal like, just like backstory of them growing up together and like needling each other, and that I absolutely loved. And
he remembered everything about her. Like that was so. He remembered what dress she wore, like everything. He was so sweet. I loved him, and he was like the first person to defend her and like actually think she was worthy of something, and that was just so romantic.
I agree. I agree. The fact that there isn't a plus-sized woman on the cover makes me very
like this is stunning already, but like it doesn't fully encapsulate.
No, it doesn't.
No.
And I really have to get into the book to feel that, and it just broke me like how the story with her mother and how her sister Daphne just drove me. I was so excited in the end. I'm like, kick them out. I'm like, drop that motherfucker. I'm like, drop the
brother-in-law. When he hit the brother-in-law, I was like, finally.
Yes. Oh.
But I loved Phoebe, and I loved how Rafe was the one who was like, no, like what makes it special is Phoebe. Like the thing with like things that she can do with like the string and stuff, and he's like, no, Phoebe is what's special. And like he just like immediately appreciated her for who she is, and I loved her character.
What was the name? I can't for the life of me remember his name. The promoter friend.
Oh, Bruiser.
I love Bruiser.
He was so funny. Oh my god!
One of my favorite scenes that wasn't a scene of our fabulous couple that made me spoon so much. When Bruiser is like pretending he has a malady, and he's like, "What is it? What is it?" And he goes, and then Rafe's like, "Syphilis." I was in a red light listening to this, and I was drinking water, and I spit water all over my steering wheel. I was laughing so hard.
Oh my word!
Oh my god! The scene when she's just showing them their rooms, and Bruiser's got that damn monocle, and he's like, "This will do," and then he shuts the door, and he goes, "Wee!"
He was so perfect. I love his character.
He was hilarious.
And she's like, where does your friend come from again? Like,
yes. Oh my gosh. Yes.
The wrong brother trope. And his brother just had to be. I liked also that he wasn't like horrible. Like Pierce was perfect. I kept thinking of Pierce Brosnan. Yeah.
Okay, can I even tell you, I felt like such a jerk when I found out he was a spy, that Pierce was a spy. I was like, oh, he's a spy, really? Okay.
Oh my god.
I'm so excited. I didn't look ahead. Oh, this is exciting. Oh, I'm excited.
Oh, I'm so excited about that.
Oh, and the dog. Oh my god, Ellingworth.
Oh my god, his little
little bulldog.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's okay.
And then he played, and I was like, this dog has the nerve to play dead.
Yes. Oh, something that only Pierce knows of.
Yeah, he's like, oh, don't worry. We play this game all the time. He's fine. No, your dog is dead.
Yeah, like, all the time. Where have you been? I love what Grace is like. Of course, he brings dogs back from the dead.
He's so perfect. He even brings dogs from the dead.
I was like, this is freaking hilarious.
Yes. Yes.
Oh God.
I love a big beefy hero. Okay, the fact like when he was at the bar and he's like, I will kill you if you look at them. And like he was just this like he would literally burn down the world for her. And he's just like strong. Like I could just imagine like you don't have to worry about nothing when you're strolling with him. Like I loved him.
Yeah, I did too. I did, and I like that he was a prize fighter. I like that he's like, no, this champion is a title that he can acquire all on his own. Yeah, and I love that.
It almost felt like he did it for his mental health. He's like, this saved me. And I'm like, yeah, I love it. I love him so much. Yeah, definitely top favorite Tessa Dare for sure.
And he's a hero that would be willing to punch somebody. Like, think of the heroes, like, you know, they might be scoundrels, they might be rigs. Like, I gotta be in a Kerrigan Byrne. That's what I love about Kerrigan Byrne's heroes. Like, they're gonna handle business. I may get it done, but you can get it. You know what I mean? That's what I did like about Rafe too. So
yeah. It was giving me Rocky vibes. I love that all those movies, and it's like, I gotta fight Adrian. She's like, no. I mean, I was like, wow, it's like watching one of those movies. I did not expect that. So
we love Bruiser. Yeah, that her sister Daphne was driving me up a wall from the moment that she showed up. And I was like, this is great though to have her as a character because you can see like that's what she doesn't want to be perfect. She doesn't want to be a Daphne. She doesn't want to be a product of their mother's doing. Like I liked that she was there because it was like a useful tool of like what she's bucking against when he keeps telling her that she's perfect. And I'm like, oh, this is the kind of miscommunication that I like because she's hearing it differently, but he is just like living for her the entire time. Everything that she was insecure about, he loved. I loved that. And she surprises him too. She's like, no, I want a brewery. These are cellars. And he's like, what? Don't you want to like try out cake? And she's like, a pretty dress. And she's like, no, like, how about I hire you? She was trying to hire him. I'm like, heroine. This is the book that made me feel like I hear a lot of people say to start with Romancing the Duke if you're thinking about getting somebody who's very used to that isn't used to reading historicals, like somebody that might just like solely read like contemporary or like other genres within romance, to start with Romancing the Duke for historicals, which I definitely would stand by, but I think this would be a better book or something like within Tessa Dare's like backlist so far, because I feel like you could read it out of order. You know, Cleo is a very modern heroine in terms of like what she wants. You can get the sense of like inheritance and marriage and what all that like entails within a historical romance and the expectations. And then like also him being the second born, like there are so many like entry level things that she does a really good job of, but also making unique that I would definitely give this to somebody that doesn't typically read historical romance.
Good point. Good point.
I've seen
romance. I definitely don't think you need to read the first one to read this one.
No, they're standalone.
No.
Yeah. The stuff historicals I feel like the Spindle Cove series is better read in order. Yes. But this one, I feel like you could totally read out of order.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Even like to the bitter end, the dog sleeping on the cushions. I was like,
oh yeah, so good.
God. Let's see.
A lot of people bring up when Scott.
Yeah.
The knot for like especially getting into like Highlander romances. This is definitely like a good one to go with.
I can't wait.
I know.
Yes. Beautiful step back.
Oh, I don't have the step back. Oh, yes. Thank you. Oh, double step back. Perfect. Yes, that's what I need.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
And that's the next one, right?
Yeah, this is
that's the next one. Yep. It's another standalone. You don't have to read it in order.
The hero and the heroine do not show up in either book that we've already read.
Yeah.
And I love this one too because the heroine has social anxiety. And
Mm.
I love her so much.
I'm excited.
I'm excited too.
Oh, fun.
And yeah, Rachel was saying like this is a great if you want to get into Highlander romances too, like a great starter for understanding Highlander books.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, I'm very. I didn't realize that we were going. Are we in the Highlands? Are we in Scotland?
For
Is it a
this
Scottish-
book, yes.
Oh,
Okay.
the castle the heroine gets
Yeah, she gets a different castle.
in Scotland, though.
Yes, in Scotland.
Oh,
Yeah.
is he a laird?
Listen,
He is like a clan leader.
Yeah.
He's like
Love this.
I
He's kind
love.
of a captain, like a military captain.
Yeah.
Kind of. Like,
Ooh.
So
Excellent.
if you don't, can I say the summary for this one? If
yes.
you want to know
Yes.
the summary?
I'm so excited for these.
Yeah, so a short, sweet summary for this one is our heroine named Maddie. She has really bad social anxiety, and her family really wants to like make her go out to society and go to the balls and go into like introduce her to society. And she's like, I'm not having any of that. No, like I don't want to talk to nobody. And so she comes up with it. She tells her family, well, I don't need to go be introduced to the ton because I'm already engaged. So like you don't have to worry about me. And so she tells them she's engaged to Captain Logan Mackenzie. Does Logan Mackenzie actually exist? No, but she's been writing these letters to Captain Logan Mackenzie for years, just sending them out, like thinking it'll never end up somewhere until years since she's been making up this ruse. Someone comes knocking at her door named Captain Logan Mackenzie saying, I'm come to marry you.
What?
This is gonna be amazing. I'm so
I've
excited.
heard this one. A lot of people like this one.
It's so good. It's one of people's like favorite books ever.
Amazing.
It's a really like the side characters in this are also like top notch.
Yeah.
Like
And
yeah.
her hobby is like I don't really know how Rachel, how would you describe her like hobby?
I know she specifically studies like these crustaceans, like
Yes, I was about
lobsters.
to say that. Like sea creatures,
Yeah.
like lobsters, crabs, and then she also draws them for like scientific journals, which is cool.
Wow. Okay. Interesting.
It's quality. Oh, I'm excited, you guys. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Now I'm thinking about it like this is iconic because I've heard that premise before.
Yeah,
Like,
I think
you know,
I
the voice almost-
Mhm.
I have definitely heard of this before.
Oh, do you have a step back for that one? Avery? I don't. I don't have it.
I have
So,
that one too.
This one, we can look forward to this one because this is Pier's book. We've met
Yes.
Piers already. He's a guy who was not chosen in book 2. And this is his romance with Miss Charlotte Highwood from Spindle Cove.
Oh my gosh. it's gonna
Wait,
be
is this
so
the
great.
Duchess? Wait, which one is this?
Do you want to start a scandal?
Okay. You can see how much
No, we get to see the iconic Diana, not Diana, but their mother comes back in this.
Oh.
book.
Oh, I love I love Diana.
I forget her name, but Mrs. Highwood. Yeah.
Yeah, Mrs. Highwood.
Mrs. Highwood.
She is the quintessential meddler. I mean,
What I remember from this book of her is trying to give like the birds and the bees talk to Charlotte, and it's freaking hilarious.
Oh,
Wait, isn't that like Lisa's favorite? Like she loves that
Yes,
one?
she adores this book. She adores this.
that is
Oh, I can't wait. Oh,
I get my step backs at like used bookstores.
Yeah.
Definitely, I agree with Cheryl.
Yes.
Used bookstores are always, library sales.
Yeah.
And then once in a moon, you'll get it off of Amazon. Like I think I got this one.
Yeah,
off
I
of
got this off of Amazon.
Yeah, Thrift Books is also really good. Thrift Books usually has the originals. You might even be lucky and get a hardcover. I found so many of my Beverly Jenkins ones there.
Mm.
Oh, that's funny. That's so funny.
So cool.
Oh, I was the problem. This is genuinely good.
Oh,
I feel like a lot of people do that with historical though.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it is a great book to recommend for like people who need to get into Tessa Dare or historicals, because
Oh.
it's a great book to like. I don't know. Tessa Dare is really good at modernizing a few things. Like Tessa Dare's books always have that rom-com modern feel to them, even though there are historicals. And I feel like this one, oh my gosh, if you hear my dad's chainsaw, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I feel like this is a great book. If someone's like, oh, I don't know what to start with historicals, I've never read a historical. This one I feel like is a great one for people to pick up, and you don't need to read the other books in the series to read it. So
Nice.
See, I'm just loving her as an author for that, because I keep getting that feel with her. Like with her writing, like it's very rom-com. Because up until now, I'm always like, well, try Joanna Shupe, you know, because she's in New York, she's writing within the Gilded Age, you know, that feels very modern. But this is definitely like her writing. It has a very modern rom-com feel. I love how you said that. I'm definitely going to be using her as like just like a first-time rec.
yes.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Say Yes to the Marquess is probably going to go up there for that, because I'm like, it's fun. There were some lulls in it for me as well, though. There were some moments where I was like, okay, you know, what are we doing? Kind of like centered around the same beats of, you know, I'm not going to marry. You know that I'm not going to marry. This isn't going to be a relationship for me. That, you know, kind of back and forth. But like hearing Samantha talk about him as a hero, I'm like, yeah, I definitely love him.
He's a great hero. He is.
Yeah.
You know, he's a lot of fun.
And the underground fighting, people love that.
Yeah.
And that's really unique to historical.
Yeah.
Yes. Really.
Some people have asked for like, I want historicals that are also sports romances, and so this is one that I recommend.
Oh,
Thing. That's
Yeah.
gosh, I never thought of that. Oh, that's great.
I love a boxer hero, even in contemporary. If you're a boxer, you're 10 times hotter. I'm sorry. I don't make the rules.
I like Christopher Arden for that.
Like hockey romances. Those are my two favorite sports romances.
Oh, I do love a good hockey romance. I read so many in January, and then I keep seeing all these recs. I'm like, I haven't read any of these.
My
I thought I read all of them.
Right there, I have like 40. I have like 40, and it got to the point where I was like, this is just getting out of here. Stanley Cup was here, like Vegas. Like won the Stanley Cup, so I was like, "Oh, hockey romance." I was like, men with sticks and mustaches. I was in a whole like vibe over here with hockey.
Yes. Oh, fun.
Tiffany, one of the first times Kate and I hung out when we were in college was she took me to the hockey team game for our college. I was sitting with her. She was like, the only reason why I come to these is to check out the guys. And she's like stalking their Instagrams while they're playing.
Well, I mean, BookTok made hockey romances like absolutely not made them because they were already huge, but like they literally invited like a BookTalker to a game and gave her like a BookTok jersey. Like it's a whole movement, guys. Hockey romance.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
What is this in relation to?
Yeah.
You know what I think she wrote earlier? The only thing that I don't like about Tessa is that she isn't the best at portraying some things.
Okay.
Like mental health or
what I will say is that as a plus size gal, I felt very seen in Say Yes to the Marquess. And what we said earlier about like, I really do appreciate how she portrayed Ransom's blindness and his chronic pain because he has those headaches.
Yes.
I think that Tessa's very respectful. I have read some authors that I'm like, oh, girl, it's obvious that like it is so not own voices. You didn't do the research.
Right.
What really gets me is when, so for instance, Tessa Dare writes, like we had Pauline's sister in Any Dutch School. Then we had Phoebe in any Say Yes to the Marquess. I've read some romances where we have side characters who have disabilities, but it's like that it's used as a way to like further the main character's journey. Whereas in Tessa's books, I feel like it's very respectful and it's just there. Like this character is who they are, you know?
Yes.
Like some books, you can tell that the author is intending it to be emotional and it's almost a part of like the character's trauma. But I think it's also very important to see people who have disabilities or marginalized groups to see romances where that's not a main part of their personality. That is not a main part of the story. They have a disability and they're just living their life with it. and
Yes.
like living it happily. Like it doesn't always have to be
Yeah.
trauma. You know what I
Right.
mean? Because I feel like both are kind of important, and I don't think Tessa Dare is trying to make it a cathartic emotional feel. I feel like
Right.
she's just trying to say like everyone is worthy of a happily ever after.
Sure. And many people have that in their families. And
Yes.
so they feel seen, they feel represented, like, oh, I can relate to that. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I do like that across the board. Just from Spindle Cove, I started to see him, like, whether it's PTSD, whether it's like the advancements within the medical field, like when it comes to contraptions to like help with like his chronic pain, his limp, whether it's like trauma. I do like to see the inclusion in that.
Yeah.
And that she's like attempting to put these in her books. But I do like, and I do think it's interesting to talk about like that representation and like how, you know, what, depending upon what it is, how it's going to hit differently for different readers.
Yeah.
Because, you know, when Cleo talks about like, when are women not, you know, judged by their measurements, I did feel seen in that as well. But I do like that you brought up this point because she does hint at it. She doesn't specifically state that her younger sister was it
Phoebe.
Phoebe, yeah, Phoebe is autistic, but she does like lean towards it. So
Right.
Yeah. And because I think this person, sorry, I'm not good at pronouncing names, is saying like it felt stereotypy to her, which is very valid in the way that you feel. If that's the way you feel. I personally like an example I can give is like I read Chloe Lisa's new book because she was mentioning Chloe Lise.
Yeah, sure.
And, she has celiac rep in those books, and I didn't really connect to the celiac rep as someone who has celiac disease, right? And so I think I was talking to Brie in our live show that we had for that book, saying like every single person is on a different level with their chronic illness or disability, and so maybe it's just a different. I don't really know how to describe it. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's different for everybody, but I can see what you're saying about how it can be stereotypy possibly in your eyes because you are someone who is autistic. So I completely understand that.
Yeah.
But like, I guess I didn't see it that way. But again, I'm not someone who has autism. So
Yeah.
Everybody's journey is different. And both of my sons have autism, and they always say, you met one person with autism, you met one person with autism, because everybody's journey is so different.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I think what Avery said about the blindness, how it's a spectrum and how she was shades and colors and how things are different as well.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate that perspective. This is why I love book clubs because we're all gonna catch things, and I think it always like broadens my worldview and it broadens like just my perception of any book that I pick up because we're all coming in with different things. So I definitely appreciate that because I have enjoyed what Tessa Dare is bringing into her books. But if we can get granular about like our personal experiences in relation to the representation, like I'm learning. So thank you for putting that in the chat.
So Joanna Shoup's husband, I believe, is blind. And so Notorious Vow is book 3 in her 400 series. And so the hero in that is blind and
he's deaf, Rachel. He's deaf.
Thank you, deaf, not blind. Completely different. Sorry. Literally the opposite.
And then also, is it also just a coincidence too that Maya Banks' husband is also deaf?
I think so.
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah. I didn't know that Joanna Shoup's husband was. Wait, is Joanna Shoup's husband blind or deaf? Sorry.
Joanna Shoup's husband is deaf because Oliver in that book is deaf. Yeah.
Okay.
Whoa. Interesting.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, see? Wow. Thank you, Linda.
Sure.
Robin from Paperbacks and Planners mentioned that. Basics were,
Absolutely.
Yes.
Well said.
All a spectrum.
I love this discussion, y'all. Yes.
Yeah. I know, me too, Lexi. I know. Autocorrect needs to stop. You should be learning how I speak. You know what I mean? Stop trying to correct me on the like, you need to be conditioned by me. I'm always like, try to talk to it.
Hey, Carrie.
Yeah, I love that. It's true.
Oh, that reminds me of I know it's not a historical romance, but Laura Lynn Page did a great job too because her daughter also has POTS. And so the POTS representation in like the Man in Charge duet, I got to talk with her about it when I went and met her.
How was that? I remember you did give that.
I know. I got to chat with her about it and just like thank her for the good representation. And like, I feel like even if it's not like own voices, I feel like you can also trust authors whose family members have certain disabilities or chronic illnesses because I feel like they've lived it too in a different way. Like my mom probably knows more about my disability than me because my mom has been there for me throughout everything. And so like I really love how some of these authors are just really like good about making sure the representation is done well because their loved one lives with it.
And wanting to include
that's part of their life and it bleeds into their writing as well.
Yeah.
That's what I was telling Ruby. I was like, oh my gosh.
I love that conversation you had with her.
Well, yeah, you need to meet her and be like, because I told her, I was like, there's a lot of diversity in your series. There's a lot of representation within your series. And like, we were talking about some like traumatic, because I read Barbarian's Prize, and the way that she wrote a heroine that experienced sexual assault, I was like, thank you, because it wasn't her defining characteristic. She was very active. She aimed to be capable, do for herself, that sort of something. And the hero was very, not only just like, he just held space for that and was very observant of her. And I just so we were talking about that. And I love to meet an author that aims to do the research and include those, especially in these times, to include like a full scope in terms of like diversity within their books. Like I want to see the attempt, and then I'm also going to be gleaning the page to see how well they did with that. But I like that within so far, like Spindle Cove series, that's what I loved about the whole concept of Spindle Cove, was the fact that these are the so-called like outcasts within society, and they have value, and it is this space outside of the ton where they're thriving. Like even when the men first come in the first book, where they're like, these are not real men. I'm like, well, what's a real man? You know, or we're talking about Dawes, who's the blacksmith that was like, you know, raised by a single mom, surrounded by his sisters that are like, that's there protecting them and can like just nurture them in a specific way. Like, I just love that her series so far that we've got it into, they're showing characters that I might not normally see. I've been appreciating that.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So even if it's not own voices, even like their beta readers, you know, should be own voices and like getting their different perspectives and stuff. It's important. It definitely is important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like she did a good job at tackling that and kind of.
What is the heroine's like? You just need a hug. He was even in this book when he's like, oh yeah, you know, I just gotta dazzle her with like cakes and dresses and wedding preparations, and like it's gonna be all good. And she's like, this is a complete insult to the faculty.
Personality.
I'm gonna forget about my business and having financial freedom on my own with this with this wedding. So
but it makes sense that they have those opinions because of the setting. This is a historical romance setting with women who have very little agency. So they're being, you know, taught this thing until they see these heroines who are independent, strong, and have other.
Oh my God! And Colin with Minerva. I mean, like, I
love that book.
Everything goes back to Colin.
It does. This one.
I really don't think any book will top that one for me.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
I changed my rating because I was like, you know what? I was laughing and living that entire book. I really was. It is like almost the perfect historical. I'm like, this is like quintessential, like just everything. Adventure, everything. Oh yes, who is hosting the next live show?
B.
Release too.
I'm so excited.
Yes.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited about these books. And
This
again,
round was
I don't
gangbusters.
have this beautiful background or anything like that. With the
Me neither.
like, of course I'm following this. Of course. This perfection that Tiffany's created.
I'm so excited to reread.
It's so cute. But I'm excited. Those books are going to be so fun.
Yeah.
I'm excited too. I don't know why I haven't been reading any of the synopses. I've just been kind of like going, and that's why I was like, oh, we're a plus size round. Because I did it because of the cover. I wasn't anticipating. So it was a nice surprise.
Yeah.
And to have him live on all those curves. Oh yeah. How about the moment where he goes through her physicality and talks about everything that he's imagined wanting to do to it? Rave!
So good.
Yeah, that was great.
And that scene where she was like, all right, so tell me what to do. You've been imagining all these things.
Oh my gosh, I love that scene. Oh my god.
Yes.
That's
And she kept bringing up the bedpost, and I was like, dang. I'm like, and where are all these people in the way? Ma'am. I'm like, don't.
Yeah, that bedpost scene, that was crazy.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so good.
Very good. Yeah.
Yes, B.
Yeah. It's going to be great.
Yeah. Woo.
I'm excited. This round was 5 stars studded for you, so I can't wait to hear your thoughts on the next two. I didn't know we were going to the Highlands in the next one. So
Yeah.
I'm very intrigued, especially if you said the side characters again. I've been loving the animals. I've been loving the side characters. I just been loving all the hilarity that's been ensuing around like the romances. So, the next ones are your favorite.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Fun.
Excited.
Oh my god.
This is great. Shh. I'm so sorry. One of my children just snuck in here.
Nice.
Go get daddy. Go get daddy. Run. I love you. You go get daddy right now. I'm just gonna be right back. Okay.
Love you, B.
That's so funny. I was going to mention this when we talked about the tub. I was like, how many historicals do we have with Rafe? Like a lot of names are Rafe.
Oh my god, we have so many rapes, and we have just rapes in romance.
Yes.
I can go through like mafia heroes. I'm like,
There's
there's a
so
whole
many Rafes. And I've never
trilogy.
met a Rafe in person. I'm like, whose name is Rafe?
No, I met a Raphael, but not a Rafe.
And then Mateo, like I ruined. I cannot. I met a Mateo, like he was a guest at work, and I was like, I'm so sorry to project all this stuff on you.
That is a great name. I love
Right?
it.
Mateo is such. I'm like, if I like, there were so many. I think it was last year. I read so many Mateos.
Yeah.
So many Mateos. Mateo and what else?
I feel like Piers is a popular historical name as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a popular one.
I feel like a lot of historical men, like, their names are just like what the heroine calls them is their last name or their title.
Oh, that's true too.
So
Yes.
Name.
Lexi. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Great side characters who never gets a book. Like, yes, where's the that's the caveat. She makes us fall in love with them, or this in historicals in general. If you've got an author that is writing these fully developed, robust characters, full-fledged families, friends within groups, and they don't get a book, I'm like, come on. Like, wow.
Yes, but it doesn't feel too much because sometimes when that happens, I feel like could be like a cash grab and it's like they're stretching the series as long as they can. But I feel like not with Tessa Dare. She's really good.
I like what she did too, because we loved like Diana Highwood, and so she just made a little novella for her. I didn't need to make a whole book, even though I would have loved the whole book. It's fine. So I love how she did that.
Rake. That is very
There you go.
Oh yeah. I love a grumpy, broody, prickly hero.
Okay, that reminds me of in the Duchess deal, which we'll be reading in a few weeks, when one of the things what Emma, I think is her name, the heroine, one of the things that she does to annoy the shit out of Ash is come up with little pet names.
Yes!
And he's just like, will you stop?
I'm have to reread that one. I read that one, but now I don't remember it. I'm gonna have to
Oh,
reread it.
it's my favorite.
I gave it 5 stars, but I literally cannot remember it. So
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna have so much fun.
So much fun. Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah, she can give us.
Yeah.
I
I would love to read that.
I would read that. If she needs material to just spark some creativity, please do Bruiser. I would love that.
And with his monocle.
Yes.
It's out of it. That's what I kept imagining. Like, I'm like, he is too freaking much with me.
and she would have to be from nobility. Like she would have to be
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Viscount's daughter or something.
He needs to be taken everywhere where you cannot take him.
Yes. The balls and the brunches and the golf, not the golf, the mallet, whatever.
Yes.
Oh, croquet.
Thank you.
I want him in like art.
That'd be
I
great.
want him to go to like an art exhibition and be loud
Yes.
and
Yes.
praising. And oh my god, I want his thoughts on
Yes.
everything.
Oh, that would be so fun.
Oh, Lindsay Sands, I really like.
Oh, I've heard about that book. A lot of people mention that to me.
I don't love Lizzie Sands, but it's fine.
I don't think I've read anything by her.
Lindsay Sands just has the which everyone can love what you want to love. I just don't love the mustache twirly crime stuff, mysterious stuff. That's my thing. But I love the couples in her books. I do love that. It's just I feel like she always needs to have the mustache twirly one.
Yeah.
That is too funny.
That's
That
awesome.
is too funny. Bruiser. Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
There you go.
yeah.
See?
That's hilarious. That would be really cute.
Yes, it
Like,
would.
right? Let's write that. Like, let's write it.
One chapter each.
I love it. I love
That
it.
is so funny. Yeah, she's doing this for me too. But
Yeah.
I do like, especially if I'm trying to like, I have a lot of her in my like TBR. A lot of hers are coming up for free. On the like the free Kindle days and stuff like that. So I have a lot.
Okay.
But yes.
All right then. We will see you guys on
This
Patreon.
was so much fun.
Yay.
Oh, those. Oh my gosh. Can't wait.
Let's give you times and stuff like that too sometimes, and I'll put that in the description box because sometimes I'm always looking at live shows like when is the next one, even though we have the graphics up on YouTube. But the next is going to be on B's channel. Mama Needs to Read Romance.
That's right.
Let's
That's
flash the
right.
beautiful covers. The
Oh,
next I'm so excited.
Yes.
And it'll be
Yeah.
on what, Sunday. What's the date?
It's July 16th.
Yeah.
At
4 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome. Yay.
Oh, thank you.
Yay.
These are so fun.
Mm-hmm.
We patiently await that as well, Lexi. We're waiting.
Yes.
We're not
Yes.
now.
Yes.
Well, thank you for joining us. We will see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Bye.
Early too. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.